Welcome to the 20th Official Development Assistance or the ODA Evaluation Workshop hosted by Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Government of Japan. Like the previous few editions, Asia Pacific Evaluation Association is working together with the ODA division to host this event this year. And this year the workshop is happening in a hybrid modality along with the APEA Conference, which is ongoing right now, with the speakers and some of the participants present offline. And we are also having this broadcasted online for the participants from different governments across the region. So as every year, they are present online through Zoom platform. At the start of the workshop, for the benefit of the audience, I want to tell that kindly please, especially the online participants, kindly please your microphone disabled, but your camera on at all times, because our team will be taking screenshots. So we want to involve you in our photographs. And also to keep your, if you have any questions, please post them on the chat so that our team will take it up and pass it on to us for the question answer session at the end. We will also have a separate breakout room session. There will be a small group activity for everyone in the hall as well as online. The online people will attend it in separate breakout rooms on Zoom, and offline we will do it here in the hall. If you can come together, and that is why we have changed the seating arrangement where you can face each other as well and talk to each other. So we'll come to the main session now. I am your moderator for the session, Dr. Yatin Diwakar. I currently work as the coordinator with APEA. I am a member of the core group of evaluation community of India, and I worked as a country-led evaluator for ODA team. I also want to introduce our facilitator, Mr. Ahmad Rizal, who is also the communications officer of APEA. Ahmad, can we give a wave off for the participants here? He works behind the scene all the time with all our photographs, social media and everything, so we want to thank him. And so he's also in charge of the Zoom platform for this session along with Chamatkara, one of our co-facilitators. We have a team of co-facilitators in this session to help in the online breakout rooms and controlling the participation of the Zoom participants. So I hope this session will go smoothly for everyone, including the online participants. But if you face any difficulties, please reach out to our team and they will ensure that the problem is resolved. So let us move to the main session now. First I'll first introduce the session itself. The theme of the workshop this year is learning from the ODA evaluation workshops, which have been happening for the last 20 years, and from Japan's third voluntary national review of SDGs. So this is the 20th workshop, nearly a quarter century after it was started in 2001. And in this, we will review past achievements and explore the future collaboration between Japan and APEA. This session features a discussion on Japan's third VNR, engaging a wide range of stakeholders to share knowledge and experience with participants and an international audience. It aims to contribute to fostering an evaluation culture and inclusive reviews of progress towards the SDGs. So first I'll call our first speaker, Mr. Arai Kazuhisa, who is the director of the ODA Evaluation Division at Minister's Secretariat, MOFA, to speak about the review of the ODA evaluation workshops, focusing on celebrating the achievements, reflecting on the lessons learned and the challenges, and exploring how we will go further from here. The stage is yours, sir.
Thank you, Yatin-san. Hi, everybody, online and here. Welcome to the 20th ODA Evaluation Workshop. I am Arai Kazuhisa, Director of ODA Evaluation Division, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan. I will look back on the history of the ODA Evaluation Workshop together with you. The ODA Evaluation Workshop has been held since 2001. The participating countries are 35 countries, and the participants amount to about 700 people. It is a great honor to be able to share with you what we have accomplished and what we have learned, especially our deep connection with APEA. For this reflection, we interviewed 4 individuals who have been active in Japan's ODA evaluation and compiled their insights into a video. Here is the essence of their insights I believe. This is also the message I send to you. Let's create the future together. All of four served as either chair, co-chair, or facilitator at the ODA Evaluation Workshop. The contributors are first, Mr. Hirono Ryokichi, Professor Emeritus at Seikei University. He was the inaugural president of the APEA. Second, Mr. Mutahiro Mitsu, he's here, there. And president of the International Development Center of Japan and Professor Emeritus at Tokyo Institute of Technology. Third, Ms. Ishida Yoko, she's there. Specially appointed professor at Hiroshima University. She was served as president of the Japan Evaluation Society and has been the president of APEA since 2024. The fourth, Mr. Muraoka Keiichi, former director of the ODA Evaluation Division, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan. And he was served as vice chair of the OECD DAC Network on Development Evaluation, EVALNet. This video concisely summarizes the history and the significance of the ODA evaluation. I will serve as your guide while adding some commentary. The duration is about 20 minutes, followed by a Q&A session. The video, video has English subtitles with Japanese audio. It will be published on the internet later. So, let's get started.
ODA 評価ワークショップの最初が2001年です。日本評価学会ができましたのがその前の2000年であります。この2000年の頃というのは ODA の評価だけではなくて広く政策評価が大事だという議論がございました。その当時は評価の議論の黎明期でございまして ODA の評価は非常に先進的でございました。ODA の評価が日本の評価の議論、評価の運動をリードしていたというふうに思っております。
Professor Muta looks back the turn of the century. Japan launched the ODA Evaluation Workshop in year 2001. The Government Policy Evaluation Act was enacted in the same year. Japan Evaluation Society was established in 2000, a year before that. At that time, Japan was trying to emphasize evaluation.
で ODA の評価ではロジックモデルを考えるわけなんですけども、インプット、アウトプット、アウトカム、インパクトといったような因果の流れに沿って評価をする。インパクトのような長期広範なものは日本側が評価の都度調査団を送って調べるというようなことは不可能なわけでありまして、相手国がある程度主体的に評価することでないと十分な評価結果が出ない。ですから ODA の評価という特に事後評価につきましては相手国との共同作業であると。それでは ODA 評価に対する相手国のキャパビルが大事だなという認識が当時広く一般に信じられていたというふうに思います。
In ODA evaluation, partner countries have big advantages in assessing long-term and wide-range impact. Their role is very important. Capacity building of partner countries was considered essential at that time.
ODA というものが提供するもの国と提供される受け入れる国ですね。それについて対等関係が必要であるということを常に強調して ODA ワークショップなんかやった場合でも ODA を提供する国と ODA を受ける国があるということで対等関係ということはね絶対忘れてはいけないと ものすごく気を使ってやったことを覚えております。
Professor Hirono shows us the principle of the workshop. It is equal relationship between donor and partner. There should be no hierarchy.
ターゲットは主に評価に携わる途上国の行政官プラスその関係者ということになっているのが特徴です。そこには評価部門の関係者のみならず評価を使って行政に役立たせる、あるいは評価を管理監督するという立場の必ずしもその評価の専門家でない方も参加されています。ワークショップには途上国における官民の評価関係者のネットワーク作りを支援するというふうな局面もありました。2016年のベトナム会合では国連と共催した上で ODA ワークショップをAPEA会合の一部に組み込んだ国際会議というふうなものを開催しています。これが第1回APEA国際会合というものですけれども、会議は大成功でAPEAの発展の礎になったのではないかと考えております。
Mr. Muraoka explains the uniqueness and strength of the workshop. The workshop invoked both of users and makers of evaluation. Rather, users were the main target. Many of them are not evaluation experts. The workshop supported network building among evaluation stakeholders working in the public and private sectors. In 2016, the workshop was incorporated as part of the first APEA Conference. The conference was highly successful. I am sure we can repeat it this time.
回を重ねるにつれてですね、日本の ODA の評価の話から他のドナーの援助や自分たちの政策の評価の話、こういうものに変わってきたというふうに思っております。で、途上国にとりましていろんな国援助機関からのその ODA は行政上の大きなインプットであります。しかし ODA だけではなくて途上国自身のお金でやっているさまざまな行政もあるわけですから、じゃあ自分の国ではどういうふうに評価体制を作っていくのか、あるいは評価人材の育成をどうしているのかというようなことについても関心が広まってきたように思っております。
As the workshop were held repeatedly, participants' interests shifted from Japan's ODA to other donors' aid and their own administration. Partner countries began to develop their evaluation frameworks and personnel.
国連特別総会で採択された持続可能な開発のための2030アジェンダにおいては SDGs が設定されたということで SDGs をめぐる評価の議論がこれ以降非常に盛んになってきます。で、特に2030アジェンダの中ではフォローアップとレビューという章が設けられて、ここにおいて途上国の統計情報整備あるいは評価能力の構築について国際的な支援が必要だというふうに謳われるようになります。ODA 評価ワークショップはこうした開発協力をめぐる国際潮流を踏まえてタイムリーな話題を参加者に提供するように心がけてきました。
This is a big issue. 2030 agendas for sustainable development. SDGs Goal 17 has the target on statistical system and evaluation capacity. 2030 agenda emphasizes the importance of evaluation in the chapter of follow-up and review.
ODA ワークショップを通じてですね、日本がそのイニシアチブを握ったということがその後ですね、多くの国でキャパビルのプロジェクトが立ち上がったことにつながった。日本からも専門家が送ってですね、キャパビルのその立ち上げに貢献された。アジア太平洋諸国の行政評価体制の整備においてですね、日本のプレゼンスは私は非常に高いと思います。
Japan played a key role in evaluation capacity building in various partner countries. It enhanced Japan's international presence.
途上国の評価能力構築はこの20年間国際条理で一貫して重要なテーマとなってきました。 ODA 評価ワークショップには OECD ダック、国連 UNDP、アジア開発銀行等の国際機関の関係者が毎回講師として参加しています。また会場が途上国で行われることが多いんですけれども、現地に駐在する2国間援助機関の参加者も継続的にございます。こうしたことから開発協力の質の向上に向けた日本の具体的貢献として、またひいては SDGs の実現に向けた取り組みとして高く評価されてきたと思います。
The workshop provided opportunities for capacity building and networking. Many lecturers came from international organizations such as UNDP and Asian Development Bank.
このワークショップの成果は OECD エバリュネットの会合に随時報告されてきました。 OECD ではワークショップを通じた具体的貢献について常々高く評価もされてきて、例えば DAC のピアレビューというドナー間の評価自治体制を内輪で評価するという機会があるんですけれども、その中でも日本の貢献として言及されています。
EvalNet is a subsidiary body of the OECD DAC. 51 countries and international organizations participated to enhance the effectiveness of development assistance through evaluation. EvalNet has consistently appreciated Japan's contribution through the workshop.
評価ワークショップの取り組みは、地域における主要な援助協力国としての日本が自らの ODA の透明性の向上および日本国民および途上国国民に対する説明責任の向上の機会としても捉えることができると思います。APEA といった非政府機関も巻き込んで途上国に評価文化を醸成するという役割も担ってきました。このことは、評価を通じてアジア太平洋諸国における民主主義を促進するための大きな基盤となっているんじゃないかと思います。
The workshop can be seen as the opportunity for Japan to enhance the transparency and accountability of its ODA. The workshop cultivated a culture of evaluation, which is a strong foundation for promoting democracy, Mr. Muraoka said.
SDGs が2015年からスタートし、国際的にその評価っていうのの重要性が認識されるようになって、非常にいいタイミングでの設立になったんじゃないかなと思っています。一方的にドナー側からその評価するんじゃなくて、被援助国側がちゃんと評価をしていく能力をつける、そういう体制に持っていかなきゃいけないっていう動きは非常に盛んなのと、少数民族の人たちを評価に巻き込んでいく重要性を自分たちでも認識してですね、日本がリーダーシップを持ってワークショップで情報共有しながらそちらの方の意識を高めてもらったっていうのは非常に良かったことだと思っています。
Asia Pacific Evaluation Association was established in 2012. SDGs was launched in 2015, 3 years after APEA's establishment. There has been a strong push to empower partner countries to conduct their own evaluations, rather than relying solely on donor-led assessments. Japan took a leadership role in these effort.
で ODA 評価ワークショップをですね毎年継続するというこの意味なんですけども、やはり評価人材をこの蓄積して、そしてネットワークを作ってそれを強化していった、この継続と蓄積ということがAPEAの創設に非常に大きな契機に私はなっていると思います。 で ODA 評価ワークショップはですね、発展途上国の評価体制整備のインキュベーターとしての役割を間違いなく果たして、その効果は大きかったんだというふうに思っております。外務省が ODA 評価ワークショップをお世話されて継続をされたことが今日の APEA の発展につながっていることは間違いがなく、 APEA はですね ODA 評価ワークショップ事業のインパクトになっているんだろうというふうに私は思っております。
The workshop served as the incubator for developing evaluation system in partner countries. The workshop played a vital role in the development of APEA. APEA serves as a significant impact of the ODA Evaluation Workshop initiative.
ODA 評価ワークショップというところで自分たちが共催をさせてもらうことで一つのステータスを得ることによってアジア太平洋地域のBOPEボランタリーオーガニゼーションに集まってもらって情報共有などを行うっていう役割を得ることができたというのが一つと、APEAの存在を各国の政府の行政官の人たちに認識してもらって彼らともつながっていき、彼らを通じてまたそれぞれの国でネットワークが広がっていく、で APEA にも参加してもらえるというような割といい循環が広がっていったんじゃないかなと思います。あともう一つが日本は行政評価法を持っていて、そのあたりっていうのはアジアの国々ですごく関心を持っているので、インスティテューショナライゼーションというのは国によっては非常に難しいところもあるんですが、その一歩一歩を進めていく上で ODA 評価ワークショップの情報共有ですとか発信をしていただくっていうのは非常に役立っているという認識を APEA では持っていると思います。
Professor Ishida gives comments from APEA. APEA gained a certain level of status by co-hosting the ODA Evaluation Workshop with Japan. It built connections with government officials of various countries and expand networks in each country through the connections. By facilitating knowledge sharing and disseminated best practices, the workshop has provided valuable support in advancing institutionalization step by step.
競争型で相手国政府の人を主体的に評価のデザインですとか実施に入れる、あるいはその若手のAPEAですとか現地の市民社会あるいは評価の学会に入っているような人たちも評価に参加してもらうっていうような体制をもっと多様化を図っていって、そのジェンダーとかマイノリティの話ですとかあるいは環境ですとか障害者の視点を盛り込むなどいろいろなポイントを盛り込んで競争型の評価、透明性の高い評価を目指していくことが必要なのかなっていうのが一つと、共同で何かその出前研修あるいは認証制度みたいなものも持っていけるようなことができたらいいのかなと思っています。
A key approach is co-creation model, where government officials from partner countries take an active role in designing and implementing evaluations. It will promote a more diverse, inclusive, and participatory approach. Finally, let me introduce recent highlights. In October of this year, EvaluNet announced an international joint evaluation on COVID-19 measures. Japan has also provided its own evaluation results for it. You can access it through this QR code. This QR code is also listed in the handout placed at the entrance of this room. This is a milestone in international cooperation in evaluation aimed at by the ODA Evaluation Workshop. We hope to achieve similar results with everyone here and online in the future. At the end of my presentation, let me repeat the message from Japan again. We hope to create the future together with you through evaluation. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Arai-san. So even for me, when we were preparing for this session, it was new knowledge for me that APEA and ODA workshop, MOFA go back a long time together. And MOFA has also played a role in formation of APEA. And many of new people like me in the team, we are happy to know that the collaboration goes back such a long time and we can take it ahead. We hope to take it ahead in the coming years. Thank you again for the brief overview of the history of ODA evaluation workshops and how APEA and ODA have been working together. Next, I invite Professor Atsuko Miwa, who is a professor at the School of Policy Studies at the Kwansei Gakuin University, sorry for the pronunciations. She will speak about the experiences and lessons from the third VNR of Japan, focusing on the inclusive, multi-sectoral and broad-based review carried out in the country. Professor, stage is yours.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this very invaluable opportunity to talk about our experiences on VNR this year of the government of Japan. I put the title of my presentation as VNR as a tool to achieve the SDGs and to revitalize multilateralism. And as is introduced, I'm Atsuko Miwa. I teach at the School of Policy Studies of Kwansei Gakuin University. I also work as co-chair of Japan Civil Society Network on SDGs, or SDG Japan in short. And in that capacity, I'm a member of the Roundtable for Promotion of the SDGs of the Government of Japan. So, in my presentation, I briefly set the tone as a background, introducing what VNR is and also what HLPF is. And following that, I make a presentation on the progress of the third VNR of the Government of Japan, which took place this year. And following that, let me introduce lessons and challenges still remaining in reviewing the Japan's implementation of the SDGs. And in conclusion, I'd like to stress that VNR is an important tool to revitalize multilateralism and to advance the SDGs. So this is just I think many of you are already aware of what VNR is and what HLPF is, so it's just a brief introduction. VNR, or Voluntary National Review, conducting of it is stipulated as a follow-up mechanism to review the implementation of the SDGs in paragraph 79 of the 2030 Agenda. And as of October 2025, 439 VNRs have been submitted by 191 member states and EU. There are two documents which guide each member state to conduct the review of the SDGs. One is the Secretary General's guidelines for producing VNRs, and the other is the UN handbook for the preparation of VNRs. And what is stressed in the both documents is that multi-stakeholder engagement. It is crucial in VNR so that no one is left behind in achieving the SDGs. There is a forum which is called HLPF for mutual exchange and learning. It is also stipulated in the 2030 Agenda at the Global Annual Forum in July in New York every year, which lasts for approximately 10 days to monitor the implementation of the SDGs. This year, 35 countries, including Japan, have presented their VNRs. And also, this year's HLPF conducted in-depth reviews of SDGs 3, 5, 8, 14, and 17. You can find the summary of each VNR in the compilation of main messages for the 2025 Voluntary National Reviews, whose document number is mentioned here. Besides HLPF and the ECOSOC high-level segment, VNR labs, laboratories, special events, side events, and exhibitions took place and contributed to mutual learning and exchanges among member states. So, having said the background, let me go to the let me address the third VNR of the government of Japan from perspective of important progress. And for important progress, I raised 6 points for today's presentation. The first one is deeper engagement of the roundtable for promotion of the SDGs took place. For your information, the roundtable for promotion of the SDGs was established in 2016 by the government of Japan for the purpose of promoting multi-stakeholder engagement in Japan for achieving the SDGs. And for the third VNR, we can say that this roundtable was fully utilized in conducting the third VNR. So, close consultation with the roundtable members took place in terms of the process as well as contents of the VNR implementation, which includes how to conduct thematic breakout sessions and to ensure accessibility to information for the persons with disabilities in the stakeholder meeting. And this mode of the meeting clearly indicates closer partnership between the government of Japan and stakeholders. The second progress is that, as I mentioned earlier, right now, the first ever stakeholder meeting for VNR was convened by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to review and discuss current situation of the SDGs in Japan. And there was many significant progress in this meeting. First of all, it was a meeting by open call, so everyone could participate in this stakeholder meeting. And it was held face-to-face as well as online. So everyone who applied for participation in this meeting could participate in this meeting from everywhere, from anywhere, from any place in Japan, if they can be connected connected through the internet. And 4 thematic breakout sessions were conducted for deep and focused analysis. And members of SDG Japan acted as moderators and reporters in the thematic breakout sessions. These are 2 photos from the stakeholder meeting, and the left is photos of all the members who participated face-to-face or on-site, and the right photo is depicting one of the breakout sessions during the stakeholder meeting. And the third point is that the final draft VNR was put out for public comment for 1 month, and several comments were reflected in the adopted VNR. If you are familiar with public comment in Japan, I should say that it's not so often, it's not also such an often case that comments to the public, comments collected through public comment initiative are reflected in the final document. But this SDGs and VNR, the agency or responsible has been a good sort of legacy or history that public comment has been really treated as a comment to be reflected. And if I raise some of the comments that were adopted in the final VNR is a reference to universal health coverage, or UHC, mainstreaming of human rights and gender, and rights-based good local initiatives. The fourth point is that the firm commitment of the government of Japan to the SDGs was clearly demonstrated through these process and initiatives. And also, an independent chapter of the VNR, which is chapter 6, was dedicated for review by stakeholders. If you have time, please visit this website and please find the input by the stakeholders. Okay, and we, SDGs Japan, published SDGs Spotlight Report 2025, and it consolidated civil society's review of the 17 goals as a contribution and input to the VNR. And what I like to stress here is that in the process of reviewing each goal, constructive dialogue with relevant ministries and agencies took place that enabled accurate understanding of the progress of the goals. For some issues, mainly because civil society has not been informed with the progress or sometimes the challenges or barriers that hampered the sound implementation of the process, the planned process. We could discuss with the ministry or agencies concerned, and we could get a real or accurate reality of the progress of each goal or each global target. And that was a very fruitful learning and sort of mutual understanding and mutual sort of mutual reaffirmation of the trust and also solidarity with the ministry and agencies concerned, as well as the secretariat responsible for promotion of the SDGs in Japan, which is the Global Issues Cooperation Division of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So, in sum, the third VNR became an invaluable opportunity for deepening constructive partnership, and I think this is critical in working together for achieving the SDGs. So, having addressed the progress, let me move into lessons and challenges. I like to raise 3 points. The first is evidence-based review for achieving the SDGs should be further strengthened. There are global indicators that are missing in the Japan's VNR, unfortunately. And though we have been addressing many times to ameliorate or to do something in working on this, but then it has not always been easy. And also, progress of initiatives, including reduction of marine plastic pollution through Osaka Blue Ocean Vision and one-stop support center for victims of gender-based violence. Those important initiatives should be reviewed with evidence. This should be, I think, improved, I believe. The second point is further involvement of various stakeholders, including MGOS. MGOS is major groups and other stakeholders, which is set up in the United Nations should be promoted, because several groups of the MGOS have not been included in the roundtable. And the groups and the individuals who have been working for the MGOS that have not been included in the roundtable, this is a strong request to be included in the discussion of the SDGs. The third point is that transformative local initiatives should be shared and replicated, both domestically and internationally, as good practices that profit the implementation of the SDGs. So, in conclusion, I'd like to stress that VNRs is a very strong tool for revitalizing multilateralism to advance the SDGs. It is critically important to accelerate the implementation of the SDGs, as we may be all aware, so that our world is transformed from unsustainable to sustainable, no matter how grim the global situation surrounding the SDGs is. The SDGs will never be achieved without multilateral efforts, since the issues addressed in the goals of the SDGs are all deeply interlinked, which necessitates strong commitment of all the member states. For that to take place, VNRs is of the utmost importance for the member states, since they can inform us of the progress made, as well as of the remaining challenges involved in achieving the SDGs. So, VNRs and HLPF offer an opportunity to learn from good practices of other member states, as well as to understand further challenges ahead for the sustainable development. Mutual learning and exchanges of good practices benefit the member states in reaffirming the importance and commitment to the SDGs. Without these multilateral efforts, the globe will never be sustainable. Without strengthened efforts toward the SDGs, our future will definitely be in crisis. So, in conclusion, I like to stress that let us make the most of the VNR for achieving the SDGs and for sustainable future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Miwa, for that detailed discussion on the VNR process in Japan, and these last comments about how multilateralism and people coming together for achieving the SDGs is very important, and I believe this partnership between APEA and ODA is also part of that multilateralism and bringing people together. So now we have a task for all of us. She's a professor and she has given us some work to do in the class. And so we are going to do a small group activity. We have a few questions for us on which we are going to discuss now. So for the online participants, we have 5 facilitators who will be co-facilitators who will be helping you with the group discussions. And for the offline participants, we are present here and we'll do it here in smaller groups on the tables. So I'll first just go over the questions for you, and then the online participants can join the breakout rooms. Chamatkar is ready to start the breakout rooms there. So there are 3 important questions put forth to us. First is sharing our experiences related to VNRs, especially about leaving no one behind goal 1 and making it as broad-based as possible. So share your experiences of your work around it, and especially about VNRs. Please share important lessons that have been learned through the implementation of VNRs in your country with respect to inclusive process as well as to improving the quality of the review. So as she was explaining, many countries have done reviews and multiple cycles of reviews, and they have all learned something from it and gone ahead. If you have been exposed to that process, or if you have read the VNRs of your country, and if you have some thoughts about it, how it has happened and how it can be improved further. And then we would lastly like to learn about the good practices of VNRs in different countries that have happened, both in terms of the processes undertaken and adoption of good local initiatives in the country for accelerating implementation of the SDGs. So the breakout rooms on the Zoom will be open now. All the participants in the online breakout rooms, online Zoom session are requested to join the breakout rooms which are being started now, and our facilitators will take over there. And have you started? Done. So all of them are leaving the Zoom now, and in this room, I'll request all of you who are sitting at one table to come together, and if there's less people at a table, you can just join another table and start discussing around these 3 questions. Share your experiences, whatever you know about VNRs, etc. Make small notes in your own notebooks at this stage, because after this we'll be sharing it on Mentimeter platform. Each one will doing it individually. We'll not have a presentation like a group presentation we typically do after group sessions, but each one will share their own learnings from these next 15 minutes of the breakout room. So yeah, so please, I'll request all of you to start discussing on your table. You can, sir, maybe join another table and talk with them. And you too also, if you want to join some table, turn around and speak with others. Excuse me, everyone. We will be closing the discussion now. We'll come back to the main session. I hope you all have shared internally a lot, talked about things, VNR and other things as well, SDGs and country-specific cultural context and whatnot. And so we'll come back to the main room now and continue with our discussion. And so our time is up now. So also the breakout rooms have been closed now. So the online participants are also now coming back to the main room. And so I'll give them some time to settle down, because it takes time to shift from the breakout room to the main room. In the meanwhile, you can also again settle down and we can all again focus on the session. The next task is sharing your discussions, experiences, whatever you talked about right now with us using Mentimeter. We did not have a person taking notes at each of the table to collect what you have shared internally. So we want you to now share whatever was discussed using Mentimeter. So please scan the QR code or go to menti.com and then enter the code 599-41832. So on Mentimeter, the first question must be flashing in front of you right now, which is basically the first question of the discussion itself. So I'll give you all some time to open that. So I hope you have all scanned it and are able to log in. And Ahmad, can you just read out the first question?
Okay, question number 1. Please share with us your experience on VNR, especially in relation to leaving no one behind and to making it as broad-based as possible.
Thank you, Ahmad. So you see the questions are the same as what is on the slides, what you were discussing earlier. So please type in whatever you discussed, whatever you felt, or even what was not discussed, but some thoughts that are coming up in your mind related to the subject. So have you answered? Online participants as well, have you put in your thoughts? You can write maybe one sentence, since only 200 characters, maybe write just one sentence. It will not take a lot of information. So just the crux of your discussion, just the main point that you want to share with everyone, just write that. Ahmad, can we go to the second question now? So no need to scan again. The screen will take you to the second question if you have submitted the first question. I hope you can see the second question on your screens now. So it is about sharing the important lessons that have been learned through the implementation of VNR with respect to inclusive process and quality. So again, the second question that you discussed internally, just the crux of it, just one sentence, or even just a couple of words, whatever you want to share with us. So all the responses that you have submitted will be saved in Mentimeter, and we'll use that when we are preparing the report for this workshop. This will be the participants' involvement in the preparation of the report. So online participants, I hope you all are also typing. Of course, you have shared your inputs with the facilitators who have already written them down on the slides, but you can also fill it again here, just a couple of words that you want to share. So different countries are at different stages of implementation of VNRs and SDGs, and you have different lessons learned, different challenges, contexts. So whatever you want to share about it, please share here. If you are done, now we'll go to question number 3. Ahmad. So the question number 3 should be in front of you, which is, Ahmad, have you started? Some people are lost. What happened? Yeah, so the question 3 is in front of you. What do you think about learning from good practices of VNRs of other countries? So you shared experiences with each other and learned something new today, or you might have read about it somewhere else. So please just share those experiences. Again, just take a couple of words or 1-2 sentences maximum. For some online participants who missed on scanning the QR code, you can do it now. But now you will only be able to answer question number 3 since you have moved ahead to these questions, to the question number 1 and 2. But if you have anything to share about question number 1 and 2, which are also shown earlier about your experiences and so on, you can also do it in the chat. Our team will copy that chat as well. We'll use all your responses when you are preparing our report to identify the important points that have been shared today by different participants. And now, having given some time to that, we'll move to the next part of the session. So Ahmad, you can close the Mentimeter now. So I hope you have all had some time to answer the questions. And if not, if you want more time, we are moving to the next segment of the session of the workshop right now, and which is question answers and audience sharing. So our presenters are here, and many of you have worked in different capacities on SDGs, VNRs, and engaged with ODA over the years, ODA evaluation workshops over the years. Even the online participants have been participating in the ODA workshops maybe for the past few years. So if anyone wants to share anything, if you have anything on the chat, Ahmad and Chama, please let me know. And if anyone in the hall wants to speak about anything, share any experiences or ask any questions to the professors, this is our time for the next 10 minutes.
Okay, My name is Nobuyuki Kobayashi. I'm a consultant, and I'm involved in the evaluation of the ODA project for the last several years. I have two quick questions for Professor Miwa about the findings of the VNR. My understanding is that VNR pointed out that the lack of the global indicator is in Japan, right? I really want to know what's behind. Why such things happen? And also, you said that involvement of the MGOS is not enough at this moment. Also, I just really want to know what is the current weakness of the involvement of the MGOS, a little more specifically. Okay, is that clear for you? Should I repeat the questions? Okay, thank you very much. But anyway, so it was very, very informative presentation. It was very helpful for me.
Thank you very much for important questions. And the first question is about the lack of global indicators. Yes. Yes. Actually, I don't know the exact answer why there are missing indicators. For example, Japan doesn't have a clear definition of the poverty line. So they use the OECD's indicators but then it's not based on Japan's definition. And our unit for poverty, they repeatedly have requested the transformation and change of policies in this regard, but then it has not been successful. So overall, the background of the missing information, I think it's mainly political. So we need to do some political intervention to change that. That is my answer to the first question. And the second the second point is that in the MGOS, there are groups such as the people with disabilities, or people with disabilities and also indigenous peoples, but they are not included in the members of the round table. So, and also the farmers. And yes, I think they will, there is a space to improve by listening to the request and request and the suggestions by the civil society organizations, including the persons who have that issues themselves, but then it's not been succeed. Some of the groups have not been included. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my question is mainly to Arai-san. Yes. You presented how a Japanese ODA evaluation has been conducted, and I agree everything with, that you said, like the need to have a participation of national stakeholders and national ownership, and also the reason why APEA was created, etc. But at the end, I'm an evaluator, so I said, oh, wonderful actions and the plans and so on. It has been done for long years. Then, in the inaugural session of this conference, Professor Reinhard Stockman said, Asia is a region which is totally lacking behind, even Africa and Latin America and Europe and so on, in terms of institutionalization and use of evaluation. So why we have been making this effort and we are still lagging behind that much, as he has presented in this striking chart. And as an evaluator, we have to learn the lessons and make recommendations, right? So what could have been done to make it that we can catch up, this region can catch up, despite the effort that has been made so far? Should we just do the business as usual, or should we change the direction? That's my question.
Thank you for very big question. Thank you. And that is the one I and my colleagues working together is facing every day. And so to improve this situation, it means the using the evaluation and the respecting the evaluation is the business as usual. It's our aiming target goal, but the present situation is so different from that. But the important thing for us, including you, is not to give up. So, we every day, every year, my colleagues discuss and, in a sense, fights with other members, but for my organization, the situation is getting better, little by little. I believe, and I feel. So why we could make that change is because of our daily effort. Through the evaluation, we have to show the usefulness of the evaluation, especially the clarifying the facts, evidence. So the issue you gave me is a very big one. I think everybody can share that in the same understanding. But excuse me, I can't give you the very clear question, but for me, the principle is not to give up. Only, excuse me, and showing the usefulness or the fact, little by little, must be the most important factor, I think. Is it okay?
Yeah, maybe we should evaluate.
Yes.
Thank you for the interesting question and the response. So from online participants, we have one sharing, not exactly question. Vilasak Saifet from Laos writes that he has been working on ODA projects from the Ministry of Finance. And he wants to share that the government of Laos PDR has completed its VNR review in 2024 and focused on transparent data-driven situation analysis and progress monitoring of the SDGs that highlighted enduring development gaps around equity, sustainable land use practice, and needing policies and priority recalibration. So thank you, Vilasak. I encourage other participants who are online to also share their experiences. We are towards the close of the Q&A, but Funso had a comment to make, so I'll hand it over to her.
No, I just want to answer to your question because what your question was like in the Professor Reinhardt's presentation, the Asia is not really doing well compared to the other region. So I was thinking that what I think to answer to your question is not Asia comprised of so many countries, not just Japan. In terms of Japan, you are progressing, you are very much at the high level, but I think there are other countries in Asia which are not, we don't have a very good evaluation, and the weak culture of evaluation is very weak. So when we look at Asia as a region, it must be not doing very well. But I think by individual wise, if you look at Japan, it must be doing it very well. But then there are other countries when it comes to groupism, and then as Asia as a whole, when you look at it, then it must be not doing very well because of the different other countries. So that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yes. So, yes, thank you. That discussion can be taken further. I also have some interesting comments on that, but keeping in mind the time, I'll not speak right now. I'll hand over to Professor Yoko Ishida to summarize and recap the session.
Yeah, thank you very much. And in the end of this session, we receive a very critical question. I mean, from you. I don't have the clear answer either, right? But yesterday or today, Professor Yamaya, he said that in Japan, we have ODA evaluation. And also we have administrative evaluation or policy evaluation done by the national government. So they are quite different, right? So if the Dr. Stockman's the survey, he is focusing on the national administrative evaluation mainly, right? I think ODA evaluation led by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here, they are working with the international society, right? So that's why they have more experiences, right? And they are following the international standard. So, but of course, we have the National, Evaluation Act in Japan, right? So we say that in Japan, very much well institutionalized. But when we are looking at how the citizenship involved in those evaluation and how the evaluation results are utilized, so those things are very much behind, I think I should say, right? Comparing to the other countries. But evaluation itself, ideas, concept, or the methodology now coming from the Western countries, most of them. So maybe we had better, not only Japan, but other Asian countries or African countries, we had better how we can localize and more effectively use this. I think evaluation is very important, but still we have to think about how we can localize that kind of methodology or concept. That's what yesterday and today I'm thinking about it. So thank you very much. So anyway, as a conclusion, right? Today's session has allowed us to look back on nearly a quarter century of learning from Japan's ODA evaluation initiatives. So Mr. Rai reminded us how the workshops have evolved as a platform for mutual learning, transparency, and evidence-based decision-making, an enduring contribution from Japan to the global evaluation community. And at the same time, Professor Miwa's insightful presentation on Japan's third VNR illustrated how evaluation and review process can become truly inclusive and transformative, right? And then we can have a discussion, and then I think the sharing our experiences in this room or through the online meeting, that was very, I think, fruitful and useful for us. As we move forward, let us continue to learn from each other's good practices, nationally and internationally, and work together to strengthen the evaluation culture and support sustainable development. So, may I say, on behalf of APEA, I thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan, our speakers, and all partners for their long-standing collaboration. So we look forward to continuing this kind of collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ishida-san. Kazuhisa-san, you wanted to say something?
Excuse me, let me say one thing. After my presentation, I couldn't provide you enough time for the question and answer session. So For the people online, if you have any question or comments, please send me the email or chat. And the people here in person, anytime ask me directly. Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With this, we come to the end of the session.